Living with these OvaHimba was a group of 14 people who, it was immediately apparent, did not correspond to them either physically or culturally. They spoke Herero, like the OvaHimba, but in a dialect form, and they said that they were of the Tjimba tribe. The group consisted of 3 men with their wives, 3 adult daughters, 3 small children, and 2 babies. On questioning, we learned that the Normal lived in the heights of the Baines Mountains, but had come down because of a sick child and were now living with the OvaHimba, helping in the village and herding goats in return for medicine and food. They informed us that they owned no cattle but lived by hunting and gathering. On being asked to show their hunting weapons, they produced bows and arrows with crude iron arrowheads and demonstrated that for other activities they used stone tools. The most important aspect of the Okambambi group technology, however, is the use of stone as an habitual and integral part of their material culture. On being asked what implements they used, they replied that they made knives and choppers from stone and voluntarily demonstrated their manufacture. Kupatinga regarded his stay at Otajangwa as merely a temporary move. When the rains came, he told us, he would take his family back up the Baines Mountains, and they would continue to live as before by hunting and gathering. Kupatana does the hunting using a bow and poison arrow, and the same range of animals are hunted and trapped as by the Okambambi group. He is also responsible for the collection of wild honey. The 2 women collected velcos, vegetable foods, and this also comprises the same species as the Okambambi group collectors. When a big animal is killed, it is first skinned and then the meat is cut off, and the carcass dismembered in all cases using stone flakes. As Kapatana's bow needed restringing, a springbok was shot by the stock inspector and given to Kapatana so that he could demonstrate how he would skin and butcher the animal while living in the mountains. First, Kapatana selected a suitable pebble from the riverbed and struck some 20 flakes from it using the block-on-block method. These he examined very carefully and selected 4 flakes, all between 2 and 3 inches in length, which had a suitable shape and sharp edge. No further sharpening or shaping of these flakes was done. Using one of the flakes, Kapatinga slit the skin of the belly of the springbok from the throat to the tail and proceeded to cut the skin, which he held in his right hand, from the carcass. The flake was held between the thumb and the first 2 fingers of the left hand, Kupatana being left-handed, with the forefinger resting along the top, and was used with short slashing strokes. In this way he skinned 1/2 of the springbok, the skin of the legs being slit and taken off up from the hoof. The other half of the springbok was then skinned and the animal was turned over, so that the complete skin could be detached along the back. Finally, Kapatina cut off one shoulder, still using the stone flake, in order to demonstrate how the carcass is dismembered. The carcass was then carried back to the camp place. Now the Himba are an indigenous people with an estimated population of about 50,000 people, living in the northern Namibia in the Kunene region, formerly Cocoland, and the other side of the Kanuni River in Angola. There are also a few groups left of the Ovatwa, who are also the OvaHimba, but are hunter-gatherers. But OvaHimba do not like to be associated with the Ovatwa. The OvaHimba are a semi-nomadic pastoralist people, culturally distinguishable from the Herero people in northern Namibia and southern Angola, and speak OvaHimba, a variety of Herero which belongs to the Bantu family within the Niger Congo. The OvaHimba are predominantly livestock farmers who breed fat-tailed sheep and goats, but count their wealth in the number of their cattle. They also grow and farm rain-fed crops such as maize and millet. Livestock are the major source of milk and meat for the OvaHimba. Their main diet is sour milk and maize porridge, and sometimes plain hard porridge only. Due to milk and meat scarcity, their diet is also supplemented by cornmeal, chicken, eggs, wild herbs, and honey. Only occasionally and opportunistically are the livestock sold for cash. Non-farming business wages and salary pensions and other cash remnants make up a very small portion of the OvaHimba livelihood, which is gained chiefly from their work in conservancies, old age pensions, and drought relief aid from the government of Namibia. Women and girls tend to perform more labor-intensive work than men and boys do, such as carrying water to the village, earthen plasterings the mopane wood homes with a traditional mixture of red clay soil and cow manure binding agent, collecting firewood, attending to the calabash vines used for producing and ensuring a secure supply of soured milk, cooking and serving meals, as well as artisan making handicrafts, clothing, and jewelry. The responsibility for milking the cows and goats also lies with the women and girls. As you can see, women and girls take care of the children, and one woman or girl will take care of another woman's children. The men's main tasks are tending to the livestock farm and herding, where the men will often be away from the family home to extend periods, animal slaughtering, construction, and holding council with the village tribal chiefs. The OvaHimba are polygamous, with the average Himba man being husband to two wives at the same time. They also practice early arranged marriages. Young Himba girls are married to male partners chosen by their fathers. This happens from the onset of puberty, which may mean that girls aged 10 or below are married off. This practice is illegal in Namibia, and even so OvaHimba contested, but it is nevertheless widespread. For more information on the Himba or the OvaHimba, see Kofi Pasai's presentation.